to in a dirt sense, it's a lot different than what I'm used to as far as like a NASCAR and an oval.
Mhm.
Obviously, you go out there and pretty much you qualify for a position. It is the same, scenario, but there's so many different elements. There's a word to use. Elements in dirt racing because you have the heat, you have the qualifying, you have
Yes.
the consolation. And like we saw last night, where you did a little bit different with the midgets, we're so
Yeah, it
used
was
to
fun.
seeing. Yeah, it was actually fun. There's two different aspects that you can do with the constellations. You can do the alphabet soup, or you could just do straight in the constellation to the feature, which we will see tonight. But it definitely is exciting to see a lot of different aspects.
Qualifying technically has just begun, so you'll see some cars starting to make their way out there in a moment. That's Connor Ross in the 35, just pull it out on your screen, followed by the 71 of John Hine. And we were talking about the importance of qualifying, and I think in street stocks, Joe, probably the most important of all of the divisions, because like we were talking about beforehand, these cars are fairly close in speed. There's only so much you can do setup-wise. It's tough to make up a bad qualifying effort in a street stock, isn't it?
It is. I mean, you've got to definitely hammer down, so to speak, when it comes to the street stock setup stuff here. So we'll see what these guys have got and how they modulate this track and so forth. So I mean, last night we saw the midgets. Those guys were running up top there, up against the wall, and having themselves pretty much of a hard time. I think it'll be a little different here, as you can see. Got a huge cushion at this track right now.
They do it. And everybody that I'm got myself set up where I can see what Joe's showing you here as we see, I believe that was I think our friend Ross going into the wall there. But I could also bounce around and check out other things. I'm seeing a few people using the bottom, but most of them are in that middle, the high lane. And I'm watching right now the 55 of Steven Speed's fast qualifier so far. Shane Ramthen is fastest here in the Vanderbilt qualifying sessions. Brett Raby is a guy who's new tonight with us. He is just 1/1000th behind him. Stephen Shaw Jr. is third, William Watson fourth, and there you see it right there. That's what they've done so far, and you can see, Joe, how close, let me see, right about 14th place. Look how close they are right there. That's amazing.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and that just shows you, the one thing I always love saying, week in and week out, when you see things that close, is you're not going to see anybody come barreling through the field. When they're that close, it's going to be a hard night tonight. So qualifying and positioning, I think, is really going to be key here. So I'd say how it plays out. I mean, you know me, I love seeing some side-by-side fender banging action going on here on the dirt.
And we will see that tonight. Let's see who's out there now. We got some more cars that are still out there. Not everybody likes to jump out right away. Zach Chapman is actually right out there in his number 72. And as you can see, Rantham, and you can see how close that is. Actually, it's showing Rabby 000 on your screen. I'm seeing Ramthan at 930 and Rabby at 931. So I guess depending on who you look at, that is about as close as you can get right there. As you can see, the 72 has finished his run out there. Next out on the racetrack, that was Zach Chapman. This is Stephen Goldner, who has just pulled on the racetrack in his number 30. That's him that you see working around on your screen right now. Always watch out for Stephen Goldner. This guy wins a lot of races.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I mean, he absolutely knows how to get it around here, but I'll tell you what, we got our Heat Race 1 here. Let's grid these guys up, see what these guys can do here tonight.
It is time for A&J Custom Creations qualifying heat race number 1. Top 4 were inverted in each of the qualifying heats tonight, so the fourth fastest guy will start on the pole. That is Nicholas Vickery. A&J Custom Creations, they specialize in laser engraving and CNC machining, and what they do is their word medium, let's say, I guess that's what they use in the art terms, is wood. That's what they use. They do trophies and plaques, all CNC laser cut. These things are beautiful. All of our GForce Racing League champions get one. Call Andy Patton and look them up on Facebook at A&J Custom Creations. Here's our lineup on the pole. Nicholas Vickery in the 00, and you can see he's from the Carolina area. A bunch of Canadians behind him in the Great White North with Rob Shaw in the 519. Steve Shaw Jr. and Shane Rantham are in row number 2. Row 3 is Danny Lampman and Terry Landis, and then Stephen Goldner. What it looked like to me, Joe, was he didn't get his time in time, came out late and did not get a qualifying time. So that'll just make it fun to watch him come from the back here, as we've got, let me see, 3 Canadians out there in this group.
Yeah, you got a lot of Canadians here. A lot of Canadians here in this actual, league and so forth. It's mostly Canadian based, and that's a okay right there to these
I
guys. I
like
mean,
it.
the boys up north there. But we'll see a little mix here. You could see here in the heats, guys come to the front again. Don't take it. Loosely because these guys could get in trouble up there in the front. You could be in the back. Next thing you know, they always say the Red Seas can part. Green flag route racing here. These guys take off up front. Rob Shaw, Nicholas Vickery Company, they're out there. Right now, the battle's on for fourth place.
4 cars get in, so obviously that's a key battle on the racetrack. Good start for Rob Shaw. The black and white Camaro on the outside has the lead. Rob Shaw, Nicholas Vickery is the car with the pink on it. He is in second. Shane Rampton is the driver who's trying on the inside there, that black number 22, and Donnie Lampman is just behind them. And as you can see, they're almost 4 wide for a moment for that last qualifying spot. The red car there, that is Donnie Lampman, and as he has got a whole bunch of folks back behind him. Like the Oreo car to 54, that looks sharp out there, doesn't it, Joe?
It does. I'm going to tell you what, Donnie right now, he looks in his rearview mirror. He is seeing some guys back there fighting very, very tough. Like, I mean, these guys were 3 wide, and Steven Goldner's around. No, it's Terry Landis, excuse me. He's around into the wall. Ouch, he's going to have to run the numbers here tonight. Now, Steve Shaw's trying to see if he can't bring the Oreo machine up here and go for that 4th place. He looks on the inside for a slide job. Is he going to be able to pull it off? No, but I tell you what, we got a race up here happening for 2nd place, though.
Yeah, we do. Shane Rampton is on the bottom in the 22. He's been there the whole race, Joe, trying that line. He's on the inside of Nicholas Vickery. I have a feeling he wants to get both these guys here if he can. Still just past halfway. They just got the halfway time that time, so he's got time, Joe.
He does got time, so let's see what happens. What's up, LW? How you doing out there tonight? Let me know how everything looks and sounds from you guys. Right now, good battle for 2nd, 3rd, as it's actually turned into a battle now for the lead. 3 car. Now, this is what I'm talking about. If Donnie and Steve back there, they don't know, these guys get up here and start, banging on each other. Next thing you know, hey, they could end up wrecking. And when them guys in the back get boom. So this is where you got to be very careful up here because they're already pushing fenders. But look at Steve Shaw. He says, you know what, I'm not going to take any chances. I want that 4th place.
Yes, he does. As we continue to watch this battle for lead, there you see that's 4th right there. Shaw, the 54, has the spot. Lampman's going to go back down underneath him and try to get him back. That's for the final qualifying spot. Out front, Rampton trying to get the lead as they come off the corner here. We're working last lap here, so
It is.
take us home, Joe.
Well, man, they just went across the line, and Steve Shaw's going to hang on the 4th. But I'm going to tell you what, Donnie Lampman right there did everything he could besides wrecking Steve. And it just was a good showing between those guys right there. That's going to lead us into heat race number 2 here. But, man, already starting off hot and heavy here tonight. We got some good action already on the track.
McConey Setup Shop brings us qualifying heat race number 2. Yep, they might be their setups, but they're your victories. Our commitment to providing high-quality setups at an affordable price has remained since our founding and drives them to this day. They strive for a personal relationship. They want to get to know you, and they have an open-door policy when it comes to communication. So if you're searching for setups, you're trying to find somebody to help them out, make sure to see McConey Setup Shop. Look for them on Facebook, and they will help you out. We're going to see a nice little video of theirs here in just a little bit here too. So, but we are ready to go with qualifying heat race number 2. Let's take a look at the lineup. Oliver Golding and Wayne Miller are on the front row. Todd Shaw, Brett Raby are in row number 2. GJ Boydell and Steven Spees are in row number 3. And by the way, if you're wondering, we'll be doing 4 heat races here tonight at Lanier National Speedway. 3/8 mile track. I like how the crowd got here late. I like how they do that in racing. Don't you, Joe?
I do, and give you a really update here. Oliver Golding there did not grid, so I'm not sure what happened on his end, but did not grid. But real quick before we go green, you got A&J Custom Creations, that last one right there. I'm going to get up with Andy at the beginning of the year here. He's going to give me one of those great plaques that he does, but also McConey Setup Shop, man. Jeff does a fantastic job. Does a good job in the booth, too. As we're green flag racing, Todd Shaw and Company up there, man, drops the hammer. They're already battling up between those two with Wayne Miller and Company. Again, you got all top 4 guys side by side.
and we'll be learning more about McConey a little bit later on as we watch the battle for the lead. That's Todd Shaw on the outside, or excuse me, on the inside. Wade Miller's up top in the 677. Brett Rabbie is the car that's right there behind him. Is once again, Joe, looks like a 3-car battle up front, while we have G.J. Boydell sitting back and forth.
Absolutely. I tell you what, you got to give a shout out there to the SSR Super Quick here tonight, because that's the Street Stock Series that we're bringing to you here live. At these guys right now, they are definitely super quick on the track right here as the battle's up front. Todd Shaw, Wayne Miller here. You got Brett Rabbie. I hope I said that right. Rabbie. All right, G.J. Boydell hanging on to that 4th place final transfer spot in the battle for the lead. Shaw wants it, man. Right now, Miller's got it. Don't know which lane's better, low or high. They look pretty even right now here. Doug, got your name out.
That's okay. And it looked like I was surprised. It looked like Rabbie kind of gave up a little bit on the bottom. He was trying to get to the inside of Shaw. Now he's moved up the racetrack just a little bit. I don't know if he didn't like the way it was working down there, or if he figured, well, maybe that outside works a little bit better. But good 3-car battle as Steven Spies is now in the 4th and final transfer spot behind this battle for the lead. Joe knows I love this shot.
Yeah, it gives you a good perspective of what these guys are seeing right here, kind of out front a little bit. See Brett right there working over Wayne Miller's. He's still looking at a high lane up there near that top side cushion. And let's go back here to Steven Spies and see what he does, because he's already taken over the spot over G.J. Boydell, who's back in 5th. So Spies up to 4th right now, but they are still up front. I'm going to tell you what, Todd Shaw, Wayne Miller, all these guys, they don't want to give up on each other.
And this is the biggest lead that Shaw has had the whole race, and it's only 2 car lengths. That's the way this battle has been. But the race on for second, Miller and Rabbie. Rabbie on the bottom, Miller on the high side as they come around for the checkered.
Really good run. SSR All Street Stock Series here tonight. Todd Shaw right out front, leading it. Brett right there in 2nd. Wayne Miller 3rd. Steven Spies hanging on to 4th. As the checker flag flies, Steven's going to hang on to the last transfer, but Todd's going to bring it home.
Good race there. And again, now you see what we were talking about, why Joe and I like these street stocks so much. It's because the racing is just top notch in these divisions here. Qualifying heat race number 3 is coming out next here out to the racetrack. Howard Hanna Real Estate bringing us this qualifier. They are the number 1 family owned and operated independent broker in the whole darn country, in the whole USA. Get a hold of Scott Herwitt, Herwitt, at ymail.com. He's been a multi-million-dollar commercial and residential real estate agent for a long time, for many, many years. You know, anyone find an experienced professional realtor in your area. So no matter where you look at, Howard Hanna Real Estate, they are the people to go to get the best house for the right price. As we are ready to go here in qualifying heat race number 2, let's take a look at the lineup. As again, wanted to make sure we give a big shout out to all our friends from the Great White North that are down with us here today. I was listening to some old Doug and Bob McKenzie from back in the day. So Jack Hitt, Philip Grom, they'll be in row 1. Jeffrey Barker, Stephen Shaw Jr. in row 2, and then Daniel Vaught and Andrew Smith will be in row number 3. Was that a little bit before your time, Joe?
I would say so, because I had no clue
no
who
idea
they were. I mean, but you got to look too. Here's the thing. I'm really wasn't up on the dirt side of stuff. You got to look. I'm back in the Barney Hall era with the NASCAR and all, so they kind of tell you.
Oh, no, these guys were a comedy team from Canada that used to do Canadian-style jokes. That's where the Great White North came from. They did a parody on the 12 Days of Christmas. It's one of those things that it was on Second City TV, so all you Canadian fans, I'm thinking about you tonight. Jack Hitt, Philip Gom racing out front here as well. I don't even know if they take the green. They're still 2x2, Joe.
They are 2x2 right there. Steve Shaw, Jack Hitt up front. The man's looking good. You got Jeffrey Barker right there behind him. You also got Andrew Smith, but boy, you got another great 2 behind him. Daniel Vaught and Philip Gone right there, trying to see if he can't sneak into this 4th place spot as Andrew Smith's hanging on to it. But man, they are still, like I said, side by side for the 3rd and 4th place spot.
Impressed with Stephen Shaw, took the outside and drove from 4th to 1st in 1 lap, and he's starting to pull away. This is about the most dominant we've seen anyone so far. The 217, that's Jack Hitt. We saw him doing some bouncing around last night in the midget car. He is currently 2nd, while Jeffrey Barker, who had a podium finish last night, is 3rd, and Andrew Smith at 79 is in 4th. Look at the racing. This is not like the other ones. You're not getting away here as we watch Andrew Smith. Grab a tear out for us, Andrew, if you can.
That's what I'm talking about. We was going to see here what he sees. You don't see a lot of stuff, but just a lot of dirt on his visor right there. Absolutely, you can just see him working the wheel right now, but
Wow.
he's got trouble right there beside of him as Jeffrey Barker. Actually, he's going for third. Jeffrey Barker's still up underneath him, but they're going to open the door up for Phillip here, and Daniel's back there, so it's still a tight battle actually for that third all the way back spot.
Even Gomez that's him right there in your screen, the yellow and red car. He had a tough start. He actually started outside the front row. Didn't get a good start. Fell back right away. Look at this, 3 wide for third. Wow.
3 wide sandwich happening right there. You got Phillip, Jeffrey, and all them company there with Andrew Smith. As right now, Steve Shaw's just walking away into the sunset, loving what he's seeing in his rear view. Jack Hitt's hanging to second, but the battle's on for fourth. Man, you've got 3 to 4 guys that want it, but only one of them's going to walk away with it.
Yeah, those 3 cars that you see right there, only 2 of them are going to make it in. Right now, Gom in the yellow and red car is on the outside looking in. That's Barker on the bottom in the black car. Andrew Smith on the outside in the 79 as they are racing right now for third. And also Daniel Vaught right there in the 180, hoping maybe something happens in front of him and he can sneak in there, Joe.
Absolutely. I tell you what, folks, hit the likes and the cheers out there if you like what you see in the action on this track. Hot and heavy here for the SSR Street Stocks here tonight. Checkered flags out, and it's going to be Jeffrey Barker. The man holds on to that wild clash that they were happening back there, but that puts us in our heat race here again tonight. And so far, it has been very, very hot and heavy on the heat races here.
That's what it should be on Wicked Wednesday. So Shaw, Hitt, Smith, and Barker are the ones who make it in from that qualifying heat. As now we go to qualifying heat race number 4, brought to us by Schultz Heating and Cooling. They're out in the western part of New York State where they need routine maintenance check or an emergency repair on your heating or cooling unit. Probably not your cooling unit now, but never know. It can get warm some places. So make sure to look them up. Their HVAC technicians are available to handle all of your heating, cooling, and ventilation needs. Their installers and technicians have more than 20 years of experience. They work hard to ensure that their staff knows all the most up-to-date information about what you have. Call them up. Call Mike. He's a racer too, okay? 585-330-4992. And yeah, he's a dirt guy, dirt stock car guy from back in the day. John Hine, LWY's on the front row. Troy P. Stewart, William Watson, they are in row 2. Connor Ross and Zach Chapman are in the final row. And again, 4 get in. So everybody else will have to head to the consolation race, which will be up right after this. And again, another thing both Joe and I like about iRacing. I mean, sure, we like to get dirty and smell the race fuel at our local tracks, but boy, they just move things along here online, don't they, Joe?
They do, and I got to give a shout out here to somebody on the track, LWY's, where we go really quick green right here. He's got to be probably one of the most improved drivers in the series. Yeah. If you watch last season, if you kept up with any of the seasons, you'll see he struggled and struggled, but he has really stepped up his game the last couple races here and has looked very well. So right now he's starting to the outside, but John Hine, always saying that Cruise Shop FW.com boat machine, he looks good, but you got William Watson right there. So again, all 4 drivers up there trying to battle it out. LW says, you know what, I'm going to be the superstar tonight. I'm going to take it to the top side and take the lead.
Making Joe look good on his most improved remark as he has the lead. William Watson is that 88 back behind him. Love the way that car looks. That is really nice. One of those SSR cars as he's going to the outside of Hine. He's up second place. Looks like the outside's coming in, Joe.
Outside looks very good up on that cushion. You got to look at William right there. He has definitely got that thing rolling down lows. John's going to see if he can't get the low line back going again. But right behind him, Zach Chapman, though, and Troy, he's back there on the outside looking in on that 4th place. Here you go, battle up front for the lead. Watson says, I'm going to try the inside this time.
Wow, that is amazing. And Hine almost made it 3 wide for a moment. Now, Watson, he ran pretty much the outside to get to this point, so you have to wonder if his car is going to work quite as well down there as we get a look at Connor Ross, who's at the back and having some troubles here. But they're side by side for the lead. And actually, they're side by side for third as well between Hine and Chapman.
Yeah, it is right now. Still up front battle on the lead side here. LW's hanging strong on the top side, but down low here comes William. And I think William's going to have to change his line because, LW's not going to give him that top side cushion. Zach Chapman's moved it up a spot, though. John Hine's falling off the pace a little bit. Troy's liking it. He's going to drop off one more spot here, and I'll be able to get up there. Little tight corners right there, but almost some fenders.
Yeah, Zach Chapman, you can see changed his lineup. He's going to do the same thing here as he's trying to get up in there and mix it up for second place. You can see him peeking on the inside of the 88 of William Watson. I have a bunch of friends of mine who had 88 in their cars. You know what they said, Joe? They said they like it. It's the same right side up as it is upside down. New leader as they work down the back straightaway.
Never heard it put that way, but I tell you what, sounds good to me. Right now, LW just got contacted a little bit. He's back in the fourth place. John Hines hanging on the third. Boy, LW right there almost avoided disaster. Checkered flag almost out. Who's going to hang on to the fourth? Is it going to be Troy Stewart, or is LW going to be able to come off the turn? Drag race to the line. Wow, Troy Stewart outran him to the line, but man, what a finish. William Watson, though, is going to pull it off here as it pulls us in our consolation B main. Man, what a heat race that was. And from my record, that should put 8 drivers. One's going to go home here, right?
Oh, that's right. I believe so. Let's see here. What do we got? Yeah, because we've already qualified 16, so yeah, unfortunately, one driver.
4 heats,
is going to miss.
8 drivers, yeah, one's going to miss it out of this one, so it's going to be.
I always hate that when it happens.
Yeah, boy, I tell you what, it's going to be a close one.
Velocity Race Design brings us our B main tonight. Want a fresh look for your favorite dirt car? Look no further than Velocity Race Design. Whether it's that hot new design for your real car or something retro throwback looking of maybe one of your heroes from the sim world or your local dirt track, whatever it is, Velocity Race Design has you covered. They're the premier one-stop shop for dirt design work. Don't delay. Head over to Velocity Race Designs on Facebook and order yourself a custom paint design right now. Okay, here's the way they're going to go in this one. Donnie Lampman, boy, he came close to making it in his qualifier. He'll be in the front with GJ Boydell. Philip Gaum and LWI is in row 2, and Wise has got to feel like he's got some unfinished business to take care of. Stephen Goldner, Daniel Vaught in row number 3, and then Connor Ross, Terry Landis round everything out here. I know I missed somebody. Oh, Oliver Golding is who we missed there. He's going to start from the number 6 spot. So we are ready to go. They just told him good luck on the one-way radio through Discord, and we are ready to go. Unfortunately, one of the drivers is not going to make it. We'll see who the other 8 is, and the nice thing for the driver who wins this, they will be starting at lucky spot number 13.
Well, I'm already going to tell you the driver's probably going to miss it. That's Oliver Golden. He did not grid up unless he grids up here just as soon as this one gets going. Well, not 100% sure, but up front, GJ Boydell, look at this 4 wide into the turn. Well, these guys better right now. They know they got to make it in here, but man, already beating and banging on each other.
Well, the lot changed already just on that one lap. The one nice thing for Lampman's down on the bottom, Boydell's on the high side. Looks like he's saying, I'm going to stay out of up here and stay right out everybody's way.
Right now, I don't even know who in the world is going to end up in this one. This is just a train wreck waiting to happen on the track. You got to look. We're riding with Phillip right here, and he's kind of in the middle of all what's going on. G.J. Boydell is out front. The problem is he's not out front by much. If he looks in his rearview mirror, he sees these guys back here. I got a traffic jam going on. It is a awesome race happening right here on the track.
The black and white car that just went on your screen on the bottom, that's Stephen Goldner. Back to a line. We've seen him run a lot of times here, Joe. He's on the bottom, and I think he might have put himself in the lead. It's pretty close right now as we're working lap number 4.
Yep, Stephen Goldner right there on the bottom side. What's up, Kyle? How you doing, man? I wish you and the family, man, a good holiday season out there. Wish everybody a good Christmas and all, because after the night, we're off for the Christmas holidays and so forth. Right now, these guys, man, are looking good. And you always talk about a G.J. Boydell hanging on the top side, but Stephen Goldner's right there on the low line. Here comes L.W. Wise back to the inside. You said he had some unfinished business. He does. He's going to throw that thing in there, and he throws it in too tight. Ouch. Well, the good thing is he got it straightened up. He got straightened up on it.
Boy, I wondered as I saw that happening, because it happened almost in slow motion, Joe. It's like, wait, that thing's way too far. And just like that, that's all it takes in these street stocks. As he is, I think he's got some damages. He is really off the pace now.
And here's the thing, though, the good news, the bad news is he got involved in the wreck. The good news is he's still going to make it to the feature, because like I said, Oliver Golden did not grid here tonight, so it will be everyone in here. So lesson learned there. Out front still, Stephen Goldner, the man right there with G.J. Boydell, Connor Ross, they're battling for that second place spot. Who's going to get it? These guys are having a hard time here. You can already see these guys. The cars don't look like they're wanting to slide. Looks a little bit of tight out there on the track.
Well, a lot of times the rubber gets down, and that is one of the things that can happen when it does get like that. I thought Goldner was gone, but here's Connor Ross as they're going to get the one to go sign this time around.
The biggest thing with these street stock machines is right is the one to go here for Stephen Goldner out front there with Connor Ross. And one thing with these street stocks, they do get tight as they come out of the last turns. Stephen's right there on the top side. Connor's down low. It's going to be a drag race off the line, and it's going to be Stephen Goldner pulling it off.
Connor Ross gets second. Boydell, their early leader, ends up fourth. Boydell third. Vaught fourth. Donnie Latman fifth. LWI sixth. Terry Landis ended up seventh. And Philip Daum, he was the one, I saw his car. He got the worst of that deal as some heavy contact put him in the pit area, and he did not finish that race. He was actually 3 laps down in the end. So what's going to happen now is they're going to get some time to go out and take a look at the racetrack. It is a 5-minute warm-up brought to us by the folks at Icon Sim Sports Intermission. Icon Sim Sports aims to bring the sim racing community a one-of-a-kind fixed chassis experience like no other, while exemplifying extraordinary customer service to its patrons. Imagine having a sim racing rig basically built just for you, custom chassis engineered to accommodate you and your needs while replicating the look, feel, and design of a real race car. We have a video from them. Which one would you like to do first, Joe? You got a choice here. We got one from Icon, and we also have from Como as well.
I'll tell you what, folks, we'll be right back. We'll bring our sponsors up here, Icon and Jeff McCombs here. So we'll be right back here in just a few, folks.
Custom-built setups for any asphalt prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks. And as many driver coaching, we got you covered. Visit www.codysetupshop.com. Find yourself a victory lane. Cody Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
Back here on Wicked Wednesday here with the 2Ws Plumbing Street Stocks A Division, brought to us by Supreme Sim Racing Team. I don't know, Joe, I watched that Icon Sports one, the Icon Sim Sports video that we had there. Those things look sharp. You put some wheels on those and go racing, it looks like.
Very nice sim racing, you know, and I've talked many a times about sim equipment and so forth and so on. And, you know, the sky's the limit on what you want to spend. I mean, obviously, you know, Icon there has got some very, very nice equipment. I looked them up on their site. Definitely check them out, and the prices are, you know, fairly competitive as far as that's what I'm saying. So it's fairly competitive, you know, as far as all the other rigs and stuff out there. But again, you know, sky's the limit when it comes to wheels, pedals, and anything like that. Because you can go, you know, kind of entry level, mid level, and then you just go all out, direct drive, and so forth. And it's all about how you want to go immersive with it, and far as your sim racing goes. You know, the good thing about sim racing, and one thing I really, really enjoy, and what I've had one, I've been able to live out kind of a dream here, been broadcasting. You do it for real in real life there, Doug, and all your life. I haven't. I've always wanted to, and this has allowed me to do it. But real sponsors like Icon and all of the great sponsors we have here, SSR coming on board here for the Street Stock Series, and all the other great sponsors. But that's the one thing I do like about this sim experience here on iRacing. Not just to see normal Coca-Cola or Pepsi or something like that. You actually see real sponsors, real guys come out here. So it's growing. It's able to get it out there, and I appreciate all these sponsors.
And again, we also saw the video there from Coney Setup Shop as well. They had their prices right there too, guys. So I like that. It's not as expensive as I thought it was going to be. So if you're struggling with your setups and you want to get on board and have some fun, make sure to do that. NSM Photos as the newest division of Need for Speed Motorsports, just launched in December 2020. 2 photographers on staff. NSM Photos is able to provide professional looking pictures of both 1080p as well as stunning 4K resolution. In addition to pictures, they also offer another awesome way to show off your car and yourself with hero cards. So check them out on Facebook, NSM Photos with a Z, okay? And look sharp out there, everybody. So we are ready to go now with our feature action here, and let's take a look at our Supreme Sim Racing feature lineup here tonight. Starting on the pole for this one here this evening will be Rob Shaw, Todd Shaw right outside him in the 82. Stephen Shaw Jr. as the Shaws are the top 3 spots. William Watson will start 4th. Shane Rantham and Brett Raby are in row number 3. Jack Hitt, Zach Chapman, row number 4. Nicholas Vickery, Wayne Miller are in row number 5. Andrew Smith and John Hine are in row 6. Steve Shaw Jr. and Stephen Spees in row number 7. Jeffrey Barker, Troy P. Stewart, they're in row 8. Stephen Goldner, Connor Ross, row 9. GJ Boydell, Daniel Vaught, row 10. Donnie Lampman, LW Wise, they are in row number 11. And then the last row will have Terry Landis and Philip Gomm. So 24 street stocks will take the green. Supreme Sim Racing is an international sim racing team made up of talented sim drivers from around the world. Are you Supreme? Looking to join an easygoing and fun sim racing team? Watch for the team-hosted lobbies posted throughout the week under the name SSR for your chance to be invited to the team. Supreme Sim Racing, nobody does team like Supreme. I like that little rhyming logo there.
That is. It sounds nice there. Absolutely. And I tell you what, folks, stay tuned because we're not done after the street stocks. We have got the 360s Elite style. That's our Weekend Speedway Race Source 360 wing sprints. And what I tell you, we go from, it's pretty much apples and oranges. We go from one extreme to the other. The street stocks here, pretty much big stock cars to fast, mighty styled wing sprints out there that those guys fly around the track with.
And that'll be coming up right after this, so just stay right with us. And as soon as we get done with this, just take a moment to gather ourselves, and then we'll be heading out to that event coming up next. But we are ready to go here, as it is Wicked Wednesday. The Street Stocks are having fun. The 2Ws Plumbing Street Stocks brought to us by Supreme Sim Racing Team. Joe, we are green.
Absolutely, green flag, and I tell you what, 24, some of the best here at GForce Racing, and right now they're putting on the SSR Street Stock. Up front, you got a battle, Rob Shaw, Steve Shaw Jr., they're going to go back and forth. And look at this 3-wide traffic jam happening around about the middle of the pack. Actually, we're going a little further back around 10th place spot. John Hine and them, we got a car on the wall. Oof, that went by really quick. I think that was Stephen Goldner. Got in trouble back there. Let's go back on the yellow flag here. It says GJ Boydell also involved, so it's been multiple cars got in there. We'll start off here. We'll ride with Stephen Goldner to see.
Yeah, that's him in the black and white one on the bottom.
He might have just been victim of the wrong place, wrong time. They were 3 wide right there. It's a Malcolm Mills replay, by the way, folks. Wow. Yeah, I mean, man. Oh yeah, looks like 2 got hooked. And nowhere to go. He almost was away from it. GJ Boydell, you can see him up there. Yeah, you can see GJ Boydell up there in the wall. So, wow. Just, you know what? Reminds me of what happens in NASCAR a lot. You think you're clear out of a wreck, and bam! Next thing you know, just out of nowhere, get turned. Hey, it's part of racing. Sometimes you're in the right spot, sometimes you're in the wrong.
Yeah, and if he was maybe even 6 inches ahead of where he was at that moment, they might have missed him. So like Joe and I have talked about a lot off the mic in between races, racing takes a lot of, I'm not exactly sure what word I'm looking for here, Joe, but sometimes you can just be riding around minding your own business.
Situational awareness.
But you also have to be able to let that roll off your back when it wasn't your fault. So
absolutely.
It's the reality of racing at no matter what level you're talking about, whether you're here sim racing at Lanier National Speedway or down at Daytona in Speedways. That's the battle for second you see. Caution out here
by Jack Hitt. Steve Shaw. Oh, man, I tell you what, a lot of great. Oh, the Oreo machine back there. Somebody didn't give him milk. He is done. Looks like maybe him and Jack Hitt just got together. We'll go back here on the replay here. In line. That's a hard one right there.
That's how the cookie crumbles.
It is. Well, we'll see. I don't know if it was actually Steve Shaw or he was just involved. I know Jack Hitt was involved right there with it. Looks like Jack Hitt just keep sending it in there. Next thing, he said, it's me. And those two just got together. Unfortunate right there for those two. And what we said before we were in some of the heats, this track is so close, it's going to be hard to pass. You're going to have to take some chances every once in a while to get to the front. But I still feel right now track position is king. I think, Stephen Shaw and Rob Shaw and those guys up there right now are sitting pretty much in the catbird seat.
They really are. And a big thanks again here to Malcolm Mills. They are a full-service mill writing contractor based in Oakland, Ontario, Canada. Custom welding, fabricating, servicing of all kinds of industrial clients. mmmillwriting.com. It's obviously a very specific type of service here, but if you are in need of them, please give them a shot at your business first. Still riding around under caution. As you can see, the lights are still on the pace truck. Stephen Shaw has led since the drop of the flag. Rob Shaw fell back a little bit the last time. Shane Ramthen had a good run up to third. And William Watson, the 88, he's looked really good tonight, too. I think really any of these top five, and it's nice to see some new people, Joe, could win this thing tonight.
Yes, it could. If we just to get some of these, I know these guys would love to see a lot of green flag runs. That's what they're going to need here with this thing. If it keeps going caution-wise like it is, Steve Shaw's going to be the man. But right now, already underneath, here comes Shane. He's going to throw that thing on the inside of Rob Shaw and try to take that second place spot away from him. Still back there, William and Brett. That must be two newcomers here to the GForce Racing League. But here tonight, here for this SSR Street Stock Division, Todd Shaw right there hanging on to it. He's still three wide up front.
Yes, there, and they're watching. That's the 88 down at the bottom. That's William Watson. He's currently being shown in fourth place. So that's second, third, fourth, fifth right there on your screen as our leaders just driving out of the picture there at the top. Stephen Shaw continuing to lead.
Yeah, Steve Shaw Jr., he's loving what he's seeing right now. He said, keep battling it back there, boys, because I like it and I'm walking away. Jack Hitt crashing in the back there. No caution, though. We're still green here, but you still got a good battle going on around about third, fourth. Let's go back right here about the fourth, fifth place spot. Todd Shaw. Yellow was out. Let's see who it was this.
30 laps, by the way, is what we're going tonight here. I know you saw that at the top. So almost to the halfway point.
Not 100% sure. I don't know if it was Jack Hitt that brought that one out.
There he is right there at the bottom.
Ride with him here real quick here, Doug. And see, I know it said he crashed earlier on, but before the yellow, maybe he just didn't get that thing.
LWIs. Oh, there he goes.
Well, there he goes. And, well, that's a unique way of getting into the pit lane. And maybe it was due to the fact that he didn't get off the track in time. I'm not 100% sure. But either way, that thing is junked. It's done.
Hard hit for hit.
Wow. So, thank the Lord it's in the virtual world here, because in the real world, that would have... that
could have hurt him.
That hurt me for real, just watching.
Yeah, hopefully the virtual Hans device is on as well, because that's one of those crashes that was pretty much designed to give drivers a lot more protection.
Oh, yeah.
Shane Ramthen, I'll get that one down yet. He's on the outside of the front row. He's quietly worked his way up to second. We'll see if he has anything for Stephen Shaw Jr., who's in the 96. Right back to the bottom he goes. And you can see that's the 22 Grantham up high. Ravi's trying to get underneath him. That's the car with the neon green rims on it.
Absolutely. Right now, Steve Shaw's loving what he's seeing. They went double foul and restart right there, so Steve was able to get away from him. Right behind him, you got Shane and then Brett right there, too. Three wide for third, fourth, and fifth. Look at this. 88 William in the middle. And down low, the 77 machine there. You got Zach, Todd, Shaw, and company. Oh, I tell you, these guys, man, are throwing it on the inside of these turns.
Can feel for Todd Shaw there. They're three wide in front of him. He's in the middle going, what am I supposed to do? I got to wait here for something else to happen. Is once again, man, I just love these street stocks. Shaw Jr. out front, Rampton in second, Brett Rabby third, Rob Shaw. These are positions, let me see. We got Zach Chapman on the bottom there. He's in fifth. William Watson, the 88, has fallen back to sixth. Somebody went bouncing off the wall. I think that was Rob Shaw. Well, let's ride along with William here. Look at that. Tough to know where to go right here, isn't it, Joe?
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, these two men side by side. William Watson and company right there, along with them. See you, man. Todd Shaw. Oh, a little contact between the two. Uh-oh. Well, we got a front row seat to that one. That was William Watson.
When it's that close, if you have to check up just even a hair, you're going to see what's going to happen here. Somebody's going to tap him from behind because he's basically going to run out of running room here. He's going to try to get underneath the 519 to Rob Shaw. So it's going to be coming up here in just a second. But I always said it's more nerve-wracking to be the guy in the middle than it is the guy in the bottom of the top.
Yeah, right there, the 88 machine there, William Watson. We were riding along with him when that happened. Just a little contact.
There it was, yeah.
Yeah, just nothing he could do. He was already sideways. Just kind of had to check up. Guy behind him there, just boom. And
Steven Speeds, yeah.
Fortunate for William there because we've seen it all night long. Once you get marred back there in traffic, I mean, I just really feel track position and out front is the best place to be.
Late in the race like this, Joe, I always like to start looking to find out who our 2W's Plumbing hard charger is. As of now, it would be Philip Gom. Remember him? Got in the big crash in the Consi. He started 24th. He's up to 11th, so nice job.
Nice.
By Philip Gom. Remember, 2W's Plumbing is in Naples, New York. They're a full-service company specializing in all aspects of plumbing, general contracting, water treatment, you name it. They can do it all, whether it's residential, multifamily housing, or, a new business you want to get called. They're family-owned and operated, over 10 years experience. Call Chris Whipple today, 585-749-9478. 2W's, the number 2, WS Plumbing. LLC.com. Back to green flag racing. As you can see, we are winding it down here from the International Speedway. Just 6 laps to go. Stephen Shaw Jr. has led them all. We're riding with Todd Shaw here as he is currently shown in the number 6 spot.
I had to do that because I just caught the back end of what Chapman had on it right there, South Park, and I always make references to it. Kenny and Oaten, so that's old Cartman on the back end. Respect the Thornton right now. He's wanting to respect this racetrack. Zach Chapman hanging on to the 4th place spot. They're coming out of there side by side. It's been all Steve Shaw Jr. up front. He's loving what he's seeing. He said, boys, keep battling as the laps are winding down here tonight for the SSR Street Stock Division. Right now, good battle happening for around all the way from second on back.
Whoa, getting a little checked up there, as that was the 519 of Shaw. That's the car, that white one you saw coming off the bottom. He did a little tippy-tap on the inside wall. Steven Spees behind him. A little trouble for Nicholas Vickery there in the 00.
Boy, Nicholas Vickery right there just ping-ponging off of several cars, several different cars, but he's up to 9th place, and I know old Rail out there, he's going Uncle Nico out there looking good up to 9th. He's trying to see if he can't move through the field, but man, this is just, it's almost like Christmas traffic. White flags out one more time. Steve Shaw Jr., he is out front, long gone, and it's kind of spread out too right here for him.
Yep, Rantham, you see there, he's in second. Checkered flag is out, and it's going to be Stephen Shaw Jr. with the win. Shane Rampton in second. Brett Rabby in third. And our hard charger, let me double check here. Yes, it is Philip Gobb. He is the 2W's Plumbing hard charger. He goes 24th to 10th. And sure, it's a 10th place finish instead of a top 3, but I guarantee you passed 14 cars. You had some fun out there, Joe.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, these guys had a blast out here tonight, definitely going through and through with all these guys. I mean, Hey, I had a blast up here watching them. We're not done yet, though, but man, I tell you, it's been a interesting one here. Let's see if we can't get a couple of guys up here and get a word with them, though. Got Steve Shaw there. I know Brett probably be jumping up here.
Yep, Shane Rantham. Yeah, Epsilon Sprint Wraps brings us all the victory lane stuff. Looking to stand out from the competition? Epsilon Sprint Wraps creates tailor-made graphics and logos to fit your personal taste. So whatever you want, they can make it happen. They focus on realistic designs too. And if you've seen some of your cars, yeah, they look like you drove right off your local dirt track and into iRacing. Champions choose Epsilon Sprint Wraps. We hope that you do too. So we've got
Brett down here.
We've got almost everybody in there.
Bring Brett down here, third place man, so you word with him.
Brett Rabby, it's Doug Elkins up here in the booth. How are you, sir? Are you with us, Brett?
Yeah, man, I got you. How are you?
There you go. First of all, did we get your last name correct? Is it Rabby?
It's Ravy, mate. Like the Ravy, yeah, like the bats give you, mate.
Oh, I gotta ask, are you from Australia?
I am an Australian, yeah.
Oh, nice. I gotta figure that. Nice accent, man. I like that. Go ahead, Doug.
All right, so Mr. Ryby, is that how you said it?
Ravy.
Ryby, okay. Well, whereabouts in Australia are you from?
I live at Golden Beach on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, mate. Best place on earth.
Now, what time is it over there? Are you up early or up late?
No, it's 5 minutes to midday.
Oh, okay. So take a little lunch break to race with us here. I like that. Tell me about the race. How'd you get from 6th to 3rd, Brett?
Oh, mate, just patient. I got just got to thank our team, Supreme Sim Racing, mate. These boys are taking me under their wing, and yeah, all the help they give is amazing.
Yeah, I remember Supreme Sim Racing Team is sponsoring this event right here. How did you like the track? Is this one of your favorite tracks at Lanier?
I like them all. I like it when it slicks off a bit. It really separates everyone. But just working in a new steering wheel and pedal setup has been amazing this week. So yeah, big things to come.
And don't they start racing? Isn't there a big race coming up? Is it Saturday, Boxing Day?
In Australia.
Yes, in Australia. Aren't you guys about ready to start racing the sprint cars out there?
I race, I don't race anymore, but improved modified sedans we race here, but sprint cars, yeah, they're at Archerfield or over at Kawana. We're just open for business over here. Australia's an awesome place to live at the moment.
Yeah, there are two places I'd really like to go, and Australia is one of them. Tell you what, when I get there, I'll look you up, okay, Brett? Nice job tonight. Would you like to say thanks to anybody?
Mate, just thanks to the team and thanks to my wife for putting up with me on here all the time. Thank you.
Nice job, man. Good talking to you.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, it's nice over in Australia this time of year, too.
Absolutely.
So,
Brett right there, man. That was a good one there. I like that. Kind of caught that accent right off the bat. But let's bring up our second place man right here. Shane, another newcomer here to the series here. Let's get word with him.
Shane Rampton is with us here. A strong second place run, 5th to 2nd. Looked like you had a good run. Didn't have anything for Stephen Shaw, or could you have if you got up there a little quicker? No. Okay, I like that nice, honest answer. No. How good were you? Because, man, it looked like that pack you were in there for most of the race. There was some darn tight racing going on there.
The car was real loose, so I just had to keep it on the bottom and hold those guys off.
So right foot was key to not spinning out for you tonight.
Yeah.
So what happened then with a loose race car if you went to the top?
I lost a lot of momentum up top.
Did you come from a different league? Are you new to the GForce League, Shane?
Yeah, I'm new. I run with the SSR.
Oh, you're another SSR guy. Okay. What brought you to us, Shane?
Steve.
Oh, there you go. You mean the guy I'm going to talk to next, huh?
Yep.
So what's it going to take to catch him next time? A little tighter race car, perhaps?
Probably. And just try and keep up there with him.
You mentioned SSR. Anybody else you'd like to thank, Shane?
The whole team. They're all awesome.
Good job, man. Good talking to you.
Thank you.
Shane's got good punch. You know that,
Oh,
Joe?
yeah,
He's got that broadcaster voice. You know that? He can be
absolutely.
here with us, right?
And I'm gonna tell you what, too. You talk about SSR coming on board here, being one of the title sponsors to the street stock here. Well, showing up big time with the team. Well, this guy here, though, man, putting it in victory lane tonight. I'm letting you get a word with him. I mean, he really don't need too much of an introduction because, boy, he just gets it done on the track. Steve Shaw Jr.
Congratulations, Steve. Nice run. Looked like you were just a little bit better than everybody else. Did you feel that way?
My team puts a lot of time in at this track, and it showed on the boards kind of all night. Not to take away from anybody else in the league, but I don't know how many of them run open setups like we do nightly, so it helps a lot.
And obviously, you got to feel good with SSR pretty much owning the podium here tonight.
Top 5, actually.
Oh, really? So Zach and Rob, too? Okay, nice.
Yeah. Really good. It's a good show, and a bunch of good friends have been racing for 6 or 7 months to put the team together. We always have hosted rooms up. Make sure you guys come check them out. And if we feel like you're a good fit for the team, you may even get an invite to join us.
Okay. When do you race? When's the best time for them to look for SSR in the lobby room?
Usually anytime between 7 to 11 Eastern time.
Very good. All right. Well, anybody you want to thank besides the good folks at Supreme Sim Racing?
I really just got to thank the whole team. We make each other run really hard, and I think it shows with most of us running up near the front. So just got to thank the team. Thank GForce. Thank you guys for doing the broadcast. Thank also the other 2 division sponsors. Thanks a lot, guys.
Nice job, man. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Well,
Stephen Shaw Jr., our winner. What a sweep for SSR, huh?
Oh, man, no
Wow.
doubt. I mean, what a showing here tonight. I mean, that was awesome, like you just said right there, for those guys to come out here and put on the show that they did. Like you said, top 5 there. Awesome again. But, hey, folks, don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back after this. We're going to switch over to some servers here and bring you some 360 action with the Elite Series. But for myself and Doug, everyone, have a good night.
Welcome back to Wicked Wednesday on the OSR Network, as we are back now with the big boys, the elite sprints here today at Lernerville Speedway, 4/10 mile track located in western Pennsylvania, known for high banks, high speeds. Of course, Gambler Motorsports brought us our pre-race show. We just filled that up with a little bit of the video that you saw there. Their team enters dirt races, sports cars, asphalt, and competed endurance races too. This is where they have drivers in the prestigious 24 Hours at Daytona and Le Mans. Go to Gambler Motorsports on Facebook to follow them. But Wicked Wednesday again also brought to us by NSM Wraps as we watch the cars out there. They're just beginning qualifying here tonight. 21-22 I think is what our count is. NSM Wraps, that's Wraps with a Z, is quickly growing wrap company. Started just in April of this year as a hobby. It quickly grew into doing more than just a few dirt and asphalt oval paints. Their customer base has skyrocketed. They now provide paints for all kinds of different divisions. This right now that we're watching, this is the Vanderbilt qualifying session. Of course, they are a race team that shares a lot of information as we watch these guys out there. Doug Elkins with you. Joe White is the man behind the scenes who makes it possible for us to be seen and heard here. Joe, how we doing this evening?
Doing good, man. And I tell you what, we just came off of some awesome racing with the street stock guys there. Those guys in the SSR street stock series, the SSR team dominated that one there. So we'll have to see what happens here. But these are the big guys here at the GeForce Racing, the Elite Series. And it's brought to you by the Oswegan Speedway Race Source here tonight, as these guys, man, are definitely wing 360s. And this track, I got to say, is probably one of my favorite tracks to watch and probably call. And the reason being is there is no walls. It is a fine line between fast, flirting with disaster, and then just basically hanging on to it, because when you get on that top of that cushion, next thing you know, you could be you could fall off the track basically.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of bank, so you can get right up there, as we see right now. That's Adam Ross out there. I think that's Connor Ross, actually, in that one. We'll have to see in the 88, as he is way up on the outside part of the racetrack. So you got a lot of bank to help you there. But like you said, all it takes is one little wiggle, and there we go.
There
Perfect
it goes.
Timing, huh?
Absolutely.
It's like he was listening to me, Joe, and said, I'll show you what you mean here. Here, watch this.
I'm going to tell you what, it's a fine line. Like you said, you get that rear tire up there, you gotta get it up there to make that thing hook and go fast around this track. But just like that right there is only a small margin of error that these guys have, and the next thing you know, boom, they can go off, and then next thing you know, they're out there in the trees hanging out somewhere. So we're going to see a lot of that before the night's over with.
2 heat races is what we're going to do here this evening. First heat race, of course, is brought to us by our good friends at A&J Custom Creations. You're looking for something different. I know a lot of you guys might be in maybe softball leagues, bowling leagues, something like that. They do laser engraving, CNC machining on wood, and these things are really nice. Every trophy and plaque they produce is of highest quality. You're going to love this stuff. They provide trophies and plaques to all of our GeForce Racing League champions, so a lot of them have them displayed in their rooms with their setups. Make sure to go check out Andy Patton, A&J Custom Creations. Here is our lineup. Ludovic Buisson, we had a chance to chat with him last week. He will start on the pole. Keith Jackson will be outside of him. Stephen Golder and Michael Meek will be in row 2. Meek, by the way, a new driver with us here tonight. He was fastest qualifier in all of the laps that we turned here this evening so far. Brian Moore Sr. and Jamie McCarran are in row number 3. Leon Carver and Jeff Flaro are in row 4, and Nathan Aldridge will start last by himself. A lot of new names here, Joe. This is good to see. It's refreshing.
Absolutely, here in the Elite Series. And like you said, old Ludo up there, he is definitely bad fast. I got this old Gene out there already saying, hey, go Ludo. We got Craig out there. And LW, it was funny. He's out there in the chat talking about he went from fast to last. Well, you know, sometimes it happens in racing. You just never know. As guys are coming off here for the grid. Heat race 1. Type 8 driver. Looks like Nathan Aldridge did not grid up here for some reason, so not sure why, but the 8 cars out there tonight, 360 wing sprints. Here's the thing, folks. I've said it many a times. These guys are pretty much 4 tires, a steering wheel, and they're riding on the transmission and motor. I mean, if you took that shell of the cart off, that's pretty much what they've got. That seat is sitting pretty much right there on the transmission. I got to ask you, though, before we go green, how hot does it get in one of those cars to be that close to the motor?
Well, actually not too bad, because the nice thing is, with the lack of sheet metal around you, there's air coming in. So it's not like a stock car where it's basically like an oven baking. So not as bad as with some. Like I know some of the modifieds, they're the ones that, because of that body work, if you're sitting in a hot staging area, it can feel pretty hot. So we are ready to go, Joe. And like you said, I love these things because they're stripped down. It's the bare minimum of what you need to go out and race it. Lots of motor, lots of wings to keep the thing down in the ground, and hopefully they'll stay down here in qualifier number 1.
And they're already been in a Treacher-style cart with a Treacher-style track out front. Ludo did not get the start he wanted, but he's down low. He's going to throw a slide job on the inside here. Keith Jackson's there along with him.
Coming right back on the inside, 3 wide with Stephen Goldner taking a peek on the bottom. Now Ludo into the wall. Had a little contact there from Jackson, and he is now falling out of a qualifying spot. Now hops a wheel and off the track, unfortunately.
Oh, man, Ludo right there, just like I said before, flirting with a little bit of disaster, hit the wall, bounced off right there. Keith Jackson looking really good. Here comes Michael on the inside of him. He's going to see if he can't put a slide job on it. Stephen Goldner's hanging out back there, name we know very well here. He's hanging on the 3rd. Remember, the top 4 drivers will transfer in. That'll be Leon hanging on to the 4th place spot. Still battle up front, though.
Ooh. Banging wheels a couple of times, meeting on the bottom. Jackson up high. Jackson keeps the spot, and Goldner's watching that one from right back behind him. All alone is Leon Carver. He's in the final qualifying spot, as now it looks like Goldner may have found something low. 3 wide for the lead.
Man, 3 wide right there, made it fit. Here comes Stephen Goldner. He turned on the afterjets and made a slide job on the inside. Never mind comes Mink. Oh, contact. Stephen Goldner's off the track. You got to be kidding me. There will not be any Christmas presents traded between those two after this one's done. Michael is taking the top side. Keith Jackson right there in second. The man that's going to benefit from this one's going to be Brian Moore right there coming up in the 4th place spot.
And Leon Carver got Badger on the front of his car. He's looking for second now, as he'll go to the inside of Keith Jackson. These guys getting aggressive out here as they get the white flag this time.
White flag, one more time around out front here. He's got Ludo's 1 spot out, though. He's trying to see if he can't dig and get back. Not going to be able to get it done. He falls back to the 6th place spot, but out front, Michael Meek is going to put it in victory lane. And then, yeehaw, he's off the track. He said, I'm going to make it look good here. Wow. I like that. I like that there. Victory. I like that victory spin out right there. I threw that thing out there, and nice. I like that. That was unique.
Have you seen that before?
I have
Joe?
not seen that on this track, but I definitely did like that. So
that's a way to make a name for yourself. We'll definitely remember who he is after that. This one brought to us by McConey Setup Shop. They offer setups for all kinds of stuff. They may be their setups that you're running, but they're your victories. Their commitment to providing high-quality setups at an affordable price has remained since their founding and drives them today. They want a personal relationship with you, too. They have an open-door policy when it comes to communication. So if you have questions, issues, concerns, they are more than happy to work with you on solving them. Contact them via email, website, chat, or Facebook message. They will work to help you. That's McConey, M-A-C-O-N-I. We'll see a little bit more about them here in just a little bit as we take a look at our lineup. I love it when they come out, Joe. You could see that banking's right there. You could probably get a little air coming out of the pits, too, if you wanted to. Steven Ferdberg and Adam Ross in the front row. Kyle Moonen and Donovan Ross, they are in row number 2. G.J. Boydell and Terry Landis sit in row number 3, and then Matthew Croakey and Andy Patton. And, of course, Andy Patton, that's him from AHA Custom Creations. They will be in row number 4.
A good one here set to go racing tonight, as that heat race number 1 was a nice one and a nice pace here. But this heat race number 2, like you said, coming out of the pit lane there, you just got to jump over the top side of that cushion with no walls around the corners. It's definitely, like I said, very treacherous on this track. Very exciting for us to watch. I know it's got to be nerve-wracking as a driver. It's getting set to go green flag here.
and it's Connor Ross, not Adam. Connor is his son. Connor is actually driving the 88 tonight on the outside of the front row. And no, there is no relation between Adam and Donovan Ross, just happen to have the same last name. Green flag out here in McConey Setup Shop. Qualifier number 2 as we're racing down to turn number 1.
Turn 1 right now. Steven Fernberg out front. He's going to see if he can hold over the pack. Oh, right there. Almost caught the burn up top and maybe flipped that thing. That cost him a position, though, as he got Connor Ross taking over the top side now. Connor Ross gets the wall a little bit. He's going to throw it in there. They're almost 4 wide for the lead.
Woo! Fernberg's the car that's down underneath him with the dark wing. Sitting back there watching that is Kyle Moonen in the 24 as he's going to try to go to the outside here and look down.
It is Kyle Moonen and a little bit of contact. Steven Fernberg off the track. No, he didn't save it. Steven Fernberg's a man out there flipping a little bit off to the side there, unfortunately. So Steven might have to run the numbers here tonight, the consolation, to get into the feature. As we got another car off, that might be, that's actually still Steven Fernberg, just not the 90 Ross. Right now, Connor Ross out front, as you've got everybody's kind of single file. Donovan up there on the top side. Terry Landis hanging on to the 4th place spot. Just because these guys are single file like they are does not mean they're out of the woodwork here. They're out of trouble. Just got to be patient. Andy Patton there. NJ Custom Creations being himself hanging on to the old 5th place spot. Whoa.
Yeah. I don't know what happened over there, but that was not the position that you wanted to be in at that point. So we're winding things down. We're going to get the white flag next time. Connor Ross is out in front. He has led the bulk of this race. As we're watching the action at the back. Wow, what was that?
Donovan Ross, man, they got caught up a little bit there and dropped all the way back to 7. GJ Boydell moves up into the 4th. That's one thing I noticed by this track. You can see in a good angle right there as I know they're coming across and Connor Ross is going to bring it home. Is GJ going to hang on to it? No, he's not. GJ Boydell on the last turn is going to give it up to Matthew. And Matthew says, I love it. But the one thing I was going to notice here, and I noticed everybody can see it. You can see right there some good angles of this track. The turns in general, real quick, it almost looks like it's domed up and actually like a banking, so to speak, that you'd see at an oval track. So it's kind of unique. Maybe try to catch that the next time, folks, when you see a different angle here on our race here going into our B main.
B-Main tonight, of course, brought to us by the good folks at Velocity Race Design. Want a new, fresh look for your favorite dirt car? Look no further than Velocity Race Design, whether it's that hot new design for your real car or throwback, something from the retro era from one of your heroes in the sim world. Well, Velocity Race Design has you covered. They are the premier one-stop shop for dirt design work. Do not delay. Race over to Velocity Race Design on Facebook and order yourself a custom paint design today. B-Main time here, like we said, at Lernerville, the true paperclip. Here's how they'll line up. Ludovic Buisson, the French-Canadian, will line up on the pole. Next to him will be Andy Patton, our good friend there, like we talked about from A&J. Nathan Aldrich and Donovan Ross in row number 2. Jamie McCarron, GJ Boydell, who just missed out in his qualifier. They're going to be in row 3. Stephen Floro and Stephen Fernberg and Stephen Goldner, and Jeff Floro is right there. He will start in 7th. So that is what we have here, and you can see the areas that they represent. Only one, there are 2 Canadians in this one. Got some folks from Pennsylvania. As that's the nice thing about this. We may not be able to go up to Canada and they can't come down and see us, but at least we can still go on here and have some fun together like we always do.
Oh, absolutely. As we get set here to go green flag racing, these guys going to put on a show here tonight. Is B-Main, like you said, about to happen, and from my calculations, everybody should make it in. So that's a good one here tonight. Is even though some guys are having a hard time here earlier on, so we've always said once everybody makes it in like this, kind of a free practice session here for these guys to see what they can do. Now, Ludo out front, Andy Patton there along with him. We'll have to see what happens. We know Ludo, boy, that guy is almost kind of like one speed, wide open and wild on the track.
He has been. So it was nice that we finally got a chance to chat with him last week as well. This race will be 10 laps, like Joe told you. Everybody's going to make it in, so you might want to try something possibly in the setup department, maybe this race, or maybe just try some different things with line. But the big thing is you really just don't want to get yourself in trouble. and ended up starting, let me see, we took 17th for the last place finishers. Good start for Ludo.
Yeah, it is. Well, he went way down to the grass right there, and that's Nathan Aldrich. Now, that's not what he wants to try out right there, as he just got pushed down to the inside. You also see G.J. Boydell. Yep, G.J. Boydell and Andy Patton, unfortunately, upside down back in the back. So, Jamie right there battling, and that looks like Donovan Ross. He's on the outside, so a lot of these guys right now trying a lot of different things. The battle's on here around that third place spot.
Yeah, Jeff Flau, Stephen Fernberg, and Stephen Goldner are all right there. You see positions 3, 4, and 5 as they all run together. You can see the leaders. That's Ludovic Buisson out front, Jamie McCarron in that number 2 spot. 10 laps is what we go, so they're going to get the cross flags when they come around the next time. As somebody that's
Goldner
in trouble.
Goldner, not having a night he wants with that outside cushion. That thing has bit him a couple times here. Ludovic Buisson right there, like you said, out front of Ludo, looking good. He's got Jamie all over the back end of his tailgate there, trying to see if he can't really bend a little bit. That's old Jamie McCarron. Those two guys right there are going to sit there, can't swap positions. And Ludo's taking the high side down low. Jamie's going to see if he can't put a slide job on the inside of him.
You can tell what he was doing with that line, too. Oh, they're going to swap lines this time, down in 3 and 4. This is a good race right here. Even though you only see a few different car legs, I like you can see what's going on in their minds as they're trying different lines. Here goes McCarron again down low. Now, if it's going to be like last time, we'll see if they switch. Here, there goes Ludo back to the bottom in 3 and 4.
Yeah,
almost slides it up this time.
Yep, Ludo was taking the high side. Jamie's trying to take the low line. He's still kind of right here with the third, fourth place spot. Donovan's hanging on to fourth. You got Stephen Fernberg hanging on to third place. Stephen Goldner right there. He's back in the back. He's not having a night. He wants with that outside cushion there. He just jumped up there and bit him a couple times. He's got Jeff
Claro, yep.
Claro, okay. Right there. Oh, battle up here for Donovan Ross.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, good battle here for third and fourth. That might leave the door open for Steven if those guys get together. White flag one more time.
Ross is in the number 5. You can see him as he takes a look to the inside of Fernberg there. Out front, Ludovic is almost a whole second up on Jamie McCarron now as the checkered flag comes out. The win is going to go to Ludo. McCarron gets second. Stephen Fernberg ends up third. Donovan Ross fourth. Stephen Goldner fifth. Then Flaro, Aldrich, Boydell, and Patton rounds out our finishers here in the B. So a quick practice session is coming up for the drivers. And, of course, our 5-minute warm-up here brought to us by, I got to talk to these guys and get something here. Icon Sim Sports Intermission. We're going to see a video from them here in just a second, but they aim to bring sim racing community one-of-a-kind fixed chassis experiences like no other. They have extraordinary customer service. Imagine having a sim racing chassis built specifically for you. I know Joe and I would just love that. A custom chassis engineered to accommodate you and your needs while repeating the look and feel and design of a real race car. We'll take a look at that here in just a second as the cars are coming out for practice.
Right back after this, folks.
Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all legends, late models, modifieds, NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and companies. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.McConeySetupShop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. McConey Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
Welcome back to Lernerville Speedway. This is the Elite Division brought to us by Ohsweken Speedway Race Source. So happy to have you guys with us here tonight on the high banks of Lernerville, where, as you can see from our up above shot, this is a true paperclip track, and you can tell that the backstretch does come out just a little bit, but without those walls, it's about a 2-story drop-off or pretty close to that, as it is one of the fastest tracks around, one of the most fun tracks around as well. Wanted to welcome NSM Photos with a Z. They are the newest division of Need Speed Motorsports, just launched in December. I mean, just this month. 2 photographers on staff. NSM Photos is able to provide professional-looking pictures in both 1080p as well as stunning 4K resolution. In addition to the pictures, they also offer awesome way to show off your car and yourself with hero cards. Come and check them out on Facebook as well as their website, needspeedmotorsports.com. Feature action coming up, and of course, we'll be giving you the Supreme Sim Racing feature lineup here in just a little bit. Malcolm Mills, of course, will be providing replays, and we'll also be keeping our eyes on where everybody finishes to determine our 2W's Plumbing Hard Charger. I'm Doug Elkins. Joe White is with me right now. He's taking some time off from the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, and he's with us here. Joe, how we doing?
Man, doing pretty good, I tell you what, and it's been an outstanding show so far. These guys put on some great racing tonight. I mean, we started off with the SSR Street Stock Series, and that was just some wild action-packed racing. Yeah, it was. And tonight we're going to end it here with the Elite Series here, the Ohsweken Speedway Race Source 360 wing sprint guys here. So if you don't love dirt racing, I don't know. I mean, if you can't get excited about this, and I've always said, if it doesn't get your hair running up and down your arm, if it gets you running around the house and telling everybody to be quiet, I don't know what will. Maybe you might want to go get a doctor's appointment tomorrow and check and make sure that you've got some a pulse or still breathing.
Yeah, because this is the most exciting to me. I mean, nothing against asphalt, but man, you see 3 and 4 wide racing and dirt racing all the time. 2 different tracks tonight. We started with Lanier. Now we're finishing here at the Big 410s at Lernerville. World of Outlaw sprints, late models, the Super Dirt Car Series. Some of the top racing forms in the country find their way to this racetrack at one time or another. Before we bring the lineup, Joe, I wanted to talk a little about Supreme Sim Racing. We just saw how good those guys are. Swept the top 5 in our earlier race. They're an international sim racing team made up of talented racers, as we just saw, from around the world. Are you Supreme? Looking to join an easygoing and fun sim racing team? Well, watch for their team-hosted lobbies, like they said, from 7 to 11 on weekdays under the name SSR, for your chance to be invited to the team. Supreme Sim Racing. Nobody does team like Supreme, and with what we just saw, I can't argue with that. Can you?
No, I mean they let their actions speak for their words out there tonight, so to speak. Did. So definitely good. But we're about ready to set here. Go feature time here tonight for these Elite Series guys.
So let's take a look at our SSR feature lineup. Michael Meek, Connor Ross in the front row. Keith Jackson, Kyle Moonen in row 2. Leon Carver, Terry Landis in row 3. Brian Moore Sr. and Matthew Croakey are there in row 4. Ludovic Buisson and Jamie McCarron in row 5. Steve Fernberg and Donovan Ross, no relation, row 6. Stephen Goldner, Jeff Flaro, row 7. Nathan Aldridge, G.J. Boydell, row 8. And then Andy Patton will start 17th. Jeffrey Barker showed up as a scratch on my sheet, but I know that he's in the room because he is basically doing the overseeing of it. He's doing all the behind-the-scenes stuff. So ready to go. Malcolm Mills, like we said, will be doing all the replays for us. Joe gets to pick those out. And, of course, 2W's Plumbing will be doing our hard chargers. We'll keep our eyes on who that is and keep you posted on that as the race goes on. Still looks like there's a lot of bite out there, Joe.
It is. I mean, right now, and we're going to see it we saw it throughout the heats and the consolation here tonight. These guys have been able to utilize the low line and that top side on the cushion, so we'll see which one prevails here as we get set to go. Green flag, Connor Ross and Michael Meeks. Now, remember, unlike the street stocks earlier where I said it was hard to come through the field, probably going to see some guys come through the field with these because we've seen a lot of guys come up through the field in the consolations.
And I know that setups matter, obviously, in every form of racing, but it seems to me like there might be a wider margin between a good setup and a bad setup in the sprint cars. Is that fair to say, Joe?
I would say so. I'm not 100% up on the setup side of it. A lot of these drivers, you'd have to get the inside scoop on what they do or how they want to set these cars up. But as far as coming from the asphalt side of things, yes, as we're under yellow already, and they and Jamie McCarron
started ninth.
And
10th,
Brian Moore. So let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay here and see. Jamie was just wrong place, wrong time, but started here. And this is just what can happen with these wing sprints. It's almost like, it reminds me, you ever been to a go-kart race and they race them on the dirt tracks? A lot of these guys, they start side by side. Usually when they have cautions, right there, you just saw, it's like, Brian and Jamie just got together. Nothing they can do once you get hooked up, it's done. But, you see these starts when they come for like go-karts. If you've ever been into any go-kart racing on the dirt, it's basically when those guys take off side by side. Usually if you're going to have a big caution, that happens because they're all right there bunched up with each other. And remember, these are open wheel. You can't get up there and just go side by side, and there's no doors to slam with them. So real easy to jump the tire.
Yep, and once you do, especially at a track like this, do that on the backstretch, and you could go airborne and out into the forest out there in western Pennsylvania. Michael Meek got a good start. I saw Keith Jackson. He went a little low on that first time. Actually got the thing down into the green part of the racetrack where you don't want to be. There's not a lot of bite down there, is there, Joe?
No, there's not, and you've got to be very, very careful. So we'll have to see if that inside lane comes to life. I mean, obviously these guys want to get up there and run the top side of that cushion, but that is a actual, risk versus reward. It's really dangerous up that side. You make it work. Definitely is the fastest probably way around the track here. As pace trucks in, we're going green. Michael Meeks and company up front with Keith Jackson there along with them. As you see them side by side, they're going to sit here out of turn 4, green flag. And I'll tell you what, Michael Meeks wastes no time. He is going.
Tough start there for Jackson, as just like that, Connor Ross follows him up to get up to second as we watch them sort things out here in turn number 3.
Kyle Moonen right there up in the 4th, and I tell you, he's looking good, Connor Ross, but look at these guys throwing slide jobs left and right. They're way down on the graph. I've noticed that all night long. They are utilizing the whole track, not just a little bit of it. Oh, car off, and that is Keith Jackson. Wow, and Ludo and Keith Jackson both went flying off the track. Let's go back on the replay here and see what happened. Oh, man. We saw it right there. Yeah, Ludo's up top. They were 4 wide, and one car, boy, he saved it there. Good save right there.
That was a
and let's see. Ludo's still up there on the top side.
Croaky's down.
Ludo just lost it. Keith at the same time, they both just right at the same time just lost it and went off. And folks, just that's how close it is between staying on the track and going off the track.
I want to thank Malcolm Mills. They are a full-service mill writing contractor featuring custom welding, fabricating, and they service industrial clients all over the place. They're in Oakland, Ontario, Canada. Look them up, mmmillwriting.com, and they've been with us for quite some time, Joe. So make sure to look them up. Let them know you appreciate everything they're doing. Let's see. Our 2Ws plumbing hard charger right now would be Andy Patton, 17th to 10th for him so far. And going the other way, unfortunately, is Keith Jackson, who started in 3rd, and he is now being shown in 17th place.
Now, the way you want to start right there between those two guys on the front, they're already trying to hook their tires together. That is definitely not what you want to see, but they were trying to slow each other down. Out front, Michael Meeks, he takes off. And look at the slide job on the inside of the 24 machine there. Here comes Ludo. He was able to get his spot back. A car off the track back there. Not 100% sure who it is. I believe that's actually Terry Landis. They are still 3 wide battling it out up front. Whoa, car around.
Oh, and that is Keith Jackson.
Are you kidding? He held on to it. Wow.
Or was that Donovan?
That was Connor Ross that held on. He actually was almost sideways, but he held on to that thing. That was a good save on his end right there. So outstanding driving job.
That's why we're going to stick with him here for a moment. So his heart is starting to slow down probably about right now, right, Joe?
Well, no doubt about it. I tell you what, if you got a meter on him, you definitely know that thing raised up about 9 million points on him right there. So definitely looking good, but he's still up top there for the moment. Michael Meeks, the man out front. He is walking the dog here out front. Ludo's trying to see if he can't chase him down. Remember, that dude's bad fast. Kyle Moonen right there in third place, though. He's all over the back cush bar there of that man Ludo. He's going to say, look, I'm going to give you a hard time. I'll hook on the back end. Let's see if we can. Ludo again off the track.
Same
wow.
spot almost, yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, it's just one of these style tracks where you what's that old saying? Live by the sword, die by the sword. But I'm going to tell you what, you live by that topside cushion, you're going to die by it too here tonight. So far.
I think I saw him just go off again.
Oh.
Oh, man. Michael Meek looking good. Kyle Moonen in second. Matthew Croakey in third. And how about Stephen Goldner, 13th to 4th? And Ludo, you're looking at him right now. He is being shown in 11th place. As there goes Goldner. And
Kyle Moonen.
Also,
yes, it was. Kyle Moonen, you were just talking about him. He is off the track. Now, obviously, there's no caution because they're way far, far off the track. And
there's going to be now, though, as he stops on the racetrack. That's an old dirt track trick right there.
Yeah.
That's not what Michael wanted to see, I'll tell you that, though.
No,
Joe,
it's not what. It's not what
gone.
Michael wanted to see. Not what the admins wanted to see either there, But, obviously, I was going to say before that, the reason why, in iRacing, if you're far enough off the track, it will not throw the caution. If you get close enough to the race surface, it will throw the caution. And you saw him right there. Probably should have came back on the track, but, hey, half dozen of the other. We're in the caution here. Michael Meeks, the man out front. Matthew Croakey right there behind him. Leon Carver. Is that right? Leon Carver?
Yes.
All right, good deal.
He's done a nice job kind of staying out of trouble here and just kind of rolling around. That's that 10A on the wing. Jamie McCarran is now back up to 4th place. He right now would be our 2W's Plumbing hard charge. Remember, 2W's Plumbing and Contracting is in Naples, New York. They are a full-service company specializing in all aspects of plumbing, general contracting, water treatment. They do commercial, residential, and multifamily housing apartments, stuff like that, duplexes. They're family-owned and operated. They have over 10 years' experience. Look them up, the number 2WS Plumbing, LLC.com.
And to answer your question out there, Gene, Ludo, remember when he went off the track, he lost a lot of positions, wasn't able to get those positions back, so it actually put him back there in 9th place spot. So that's kind of why he's back where he was. If you remember earlier on, the caution didn't come out when he went off the track early on, so kind of got caught and marred back in traffic. Green flags back out. Michael Meeks again drops the hammer. He's back out front. Matthew going to see if he can't get there, and he closes the door, but wasn't able to push it open. Look at this 4 wide back behind him.
And you can see Meek staying down low, trying to stay out of all the carnage that's going on around him. But this time, Croakey's able to stay with him. Let's ride with Jamie McCarran. And you can see Meek did touch the grass a little bit that time on his apex, didn't he, Joe?
They did, and I'm going to tell you what, we've seen a lot of cars take that whole side of the track here all night long. Connor Ross is off the track here. It's a little bit below the battle's heating up here for the front side guys. As now Matthew has turned the heat up here on Michael. He's looking on the outside, going to see if he can't take that spot away.
Didn't do the slider, decided to stay low, and Meek is still in front. Caution out with 6 to go.
Kyle Moonen, unfortunately, let's go back. Yeah, he's having a tough one here. Let's go back on the replay here, Malcolm Mills replay, and see what happened to Kyle Moonen. Can't get him.
I just heard one of the drivers say, sorry about getting into you there. So,
let's see what happened to him here. Oh, got a couple cars. You can see him go flying off the track there. Actually, that looks like Connor Ross way off the track.
Yeah.
Nothing on his end, but riding right here with Kyle is in that 24 machine. And whoop, gone.
There he goes. I'm surprised how many guys, Joe, are getting down into the grass on their entrances into the corner. I caught the 61 of Terry Landis doing that. We've caught Michael Meek, your leader, doing that a few times. I'm surprised because when guys like you and I do that, we get sideways and bad things happen. But these guys are good enough drivers. They can get down in there and somehow hold on to these machines as we are getting ready, I believe. Oh, the lights are still on the pace truck, so we're going to go around at least one more time. Epsilon Sprint Wraps is doing Victory Lane. You want to stand out from the competition? Epsilon Sprint Wraps creates tailor-made graphics and logos to fit your personal taste with a focus on realistic design. You will look like you drove off your local dirt track right here on the iRacing platform. Champions choose Epsilon Sprint Wraps. And I got to give all those guys, because we've had a bunch of them that we talk about, Joe, but it's amazing what they can do to make these cars look as realistic as possible.
Oh, yeah, outstanding. Obviously true right there. No problem there, Gene. Absolutely. Got any questions there, folks? Let me know. I love communicating with the viewers out there. Love talking to you. And definitely let me know who your favorite drivers are. Green flags back out. Michael Meeks and company there. Matthew Croakey. He's there as the laps are winding down. Can Matthew be able to hold it up here? 3 to go. It's all he's got to do.
Let's see, Meek, I'm surprised. He's been at the bottom for most of this race. Now he's up here at the top side. I don't know if he felt the bottom was going away or something, but he's changed things up, and it's working for him as he's pulling away from Croakey.
Well, right now, you got to see. He's going to see if he can't flirt with that top side up on the cushion. Battle zone for second place. Donovan Ross right there on the top side. Matthew is falling back. Here comes Stephen Goldner. Well, I tell you what, Stephen Goldner has been able to bounce back. Had a hard time in the heats and consolation. But look at this 3 wide. He's going for second place right now as Michael Meeks is going to put it in victory lane. Battle for second. Donovan Ross. Stephen Goldner is going to pull it off in third here tonight, though.
Matthew Croakey ends up fourth. Ludovic Buisson ends up in position number 5. Our hard charger, let me do some math here, is going to be G.J. Boydell. He is going to be the 2W's Plumbing hard charger, 16th tonight for him, picking up 7 spots. No, excuse me, my bad. Actually, it's going to be Donovan Ross, 12th to 2nd, picked up 10 spots, just like Stephen Goldner. So our second and third place drivers came from the Consi. Hey, that's what we were talking about at the beginning. Remember that? We were saying it's a little easier to make your way up into sprints than it is with the street stocks, and Donovan Ross and Stephen Gold are making us look like we really know what we were talking about there, Joe.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, these guys tonight put on an outstanding show here for the Elite Series. We're going to get the word with them.
So he just caught the wall there. I was watching that. So, yeah, heck of a race here, though. Stephen Goldner's made his way, and he is third. And remember, he didn't even finish his heat in heat race number 1, started third and ended up last in that one. So, nice way to come back for both Donovan Ross and Stephen Goldner.
We'll bring him down here and let you get a word with him.
Victory lane coming up, Joe, sorry.
Oh, we'll bring him down here and let you get a word with him.
Stephen Goldner, it's Doug Elkins in the booth. Boy, talk about an up and down night for you, but it looked like it finished pretty well there.
Yeah, heat race didn't go very well, but our feature went all right. We struggled a little bit, but came out to finish third, so that's a good night for us.
Boy, this is a tricky track, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tricky. If you let out too much, if you run on the top, I found I would get tight and I'd push up to almost over the berm. I did it once and was able to gather myself back up and get back on track and not lose too many positions. But it's definitely a tough and tricky track to get around.
Looked like if you had a little more time, you might have been able to get Donovan Ross. Do you think you might have had anything from Michael or no?
It's tough to say. I mean, running in the pack there opposed to running in clean air, it's tough to say how good I would have been. We were definitely fast and we had a good car, but I'm not sure how good our car was compared to the leader there.
Well, nice job. Who do you want to say thank you to, Stephen?
Oh, I got to thank all the Vanderbilt guys, Velocity Race Designs, Fits Perfect Photography, and everyone else that helps out on the team.
Good job, man. It was fun watching you tonight, Stephen.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Stephen Goldner finished 3 laps down in his heat race, but boy, he was really good. And there you can see from that shot right there, you can see Ludo down there in the green as well. I was surprised again at how many guys we saw down there, Joe.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. I tell you what, I don't see Donovan Ross up here.
No, I don't see him yet
Let's
either.
bring our winner up here tonight. Michael Meeks here, and let's get a word with him, though.
Michael Meek joins us up here in the booth. First time chatting with him. Michael, Doug Elkins, congratulations. That was quite the race tonight.
Sure, yeah, we did pretty good out there. Pretty tricky track, nice and slick, but we overcame it and got the dub.
Why did you change your line? I noticed up until that last caution, you were pretty much going about as low as you could. What did you feel? What did you see? Why did you move up to the outside there those last few laps?
You pretty much said it there yourself. I mean, down there in 1 and 2, I was starting to get so low, I was having to hook the left front in the grass, and
Okay.
that can get tricky when you're trying to do that as far as throwing the car too far sideways or actually hooking it and getting a good run. So I decided to risk it and went up top and ended up finding some speed up there.
Were you set up for one lane or the other, or did you have something gearing-wise that would allow you to run either or?
Pretty much in between. I could really go anywhere I wanted. All I did was I pushed the wing forward a little bit to go up top. That way I didn't get too tight and drive off the top.
So you did that during that last caution. You moved the wing.
Moved it forward.
Gotcha. So how big is this? I mean, I don't really see you here a lot in our leagues. Where do you normally run?
This is my first time out with y'all guys. I do a lot of official stuff, and I run a lot with Dirt Slingers Racing League, but I decided to spread out my racing and think I'm going to run modifieds tomorrow night as well, so that'll be fun.
Like this place? You like Lernerville?
It's definitely one of my favorite tracks when I'm not driving.
Yeah, when you're not driving off the edge, it's a ball. But the banking and everything, I think the one thing here, and you tell me because you were just out there doing it, looks like there's always lots of lanes you can go to.
100% right, and that's what makes it so cool. Is I mean, I blistered the field down low, and then up top, 5 laps later, I blistered the field up top. So it can change within 2 or 3 laps, and that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, and you only had a couple there at the end, and you almost won by a second and a half. I think maybe the top might have been a better line all along, right?
Car felt solid up there, surprisingly. I wasn't sure what it was going to be like, but it was kind of a weird track.
Who do you want to say thank you to, Michael?
Just Cody at Edge Racing Designs for making the cars look good, and everybody at Royal Sim Sports, and y'all guys for the broadcast.
Thank you, man. Good job. It was fun watching you, Michael.
Appreciate it, man.
New racer here with us. He makes his way to victory lane, so now you know a little bit more about Michael Meek. Well, Joe, this was a lot of fun. I like this. Street stocks and sprints back-to-back like this on Wicked Wednesdays. Great time once again.
Oh, absolutely. And I tell you what, it was definitely an awesome one here. And these guys are definitely showing why they call themselves the elite here for the Oswego Speedway Race Source Elite Series. Definitely putting on a great show. Again, on a track that's just very unpredictable, and that's just how I look at it with that cushion and all. But hey, Michael Meeks was able to pull it off. Good one here so far tonight.
Thank you to all of you guys for watching. Make sure to like and share. And they'll be back, like they said, with Modifieds. Joe and I will be back again next Tuesday as we'll be having some midget fun on our Topside Tuesday. And then we'll be back again next week on Wednesday. And obviously, Joe, we want to take a special time here to wish everybody a very happy holiday. Merry Christmas. We hope that you get to see your family and all the loved ones around you. And if your situation doesn't allow it, we're praying for you. We wish all the best for everybody this holiday season, Joe.
Absolutely there. Like I said, Merry Christmas to all. Hope the ho-ho man comes by and gives you what you need. And like you just said, hope you're able to spend time with the family. So for myself, Doug, and everybody here at the GForce Racing League, have a good Christmas, good holidays there. We'll see you next week, and everybody have a good night.